guys, welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to go ahead and film another shop my stash video because it really helps me use the makeup that I have in my collection. They're honestly a lot of fun to do. It's a lot of fun to rediscover old products or even use more of your newer products. So of course, if you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to see more content from me, and let's just get into picking out the makeup. All right, let's go ahead and start with the base. I am unsure if I'm going to be using any primer today. I just tried this out, I think, in my last video, and I really enjoyed it, so I want to try it out again. For cream bronzer, I want to use my Say Sun Melt. Now, cream blush, what do I want to use? Let me go in with my nude sticks in Poppy Girl. I love this shade. And for concealer, I'm going to keep trying out this Thread Beauty. Now let's pick out a powder and a setting spray. I like to set my under eyes with a pressed and then go in with a loose. So I'm going to use both from e.l.f. And then I'm going to use this Pat McGrath for finishing powder. And for setting spray, I'm going to use a classic for setting spray, Fix Plus. All right, moving back in here for powder bronzer. I'm going to use one I know and love, which is MAC Give Me Sun. And for powder blush, what do I want to use? I think for powder blush, I'm gonna use, if I can get it out of here, this Fenty one. And for highlight, let's use Rare Beauty. I'm moving into my palettes drawer, and I actually know the palette that I want to use, and that's what this whole video was centered around, because I wanted to use a palette that I have not used in a very long time, but I know I used to love. This is the Urban Decay Born to Run. So this is going to be mascara and lashes. For mascara, I'm gonna use the NYX On The Rise. And I'm just gonna reuse the pair on top there where I wore them recently of these lashes. This is the Fun Drawer. What do you want to use? I'm just gonna pick a couple light colors because I have no idea where I'm going with this look. All right, and now lipstick. Maybe one of my Bite lip pencils. I know they're no longer available. This video is for me to play in my makeup. And for gloss, I'm wondering if this Kiko Milano one will be fun. Okay, I just went ahead and did my brows off of camera because they never change. I always use the same products, which are the NYX Brow Pen and the Got To Be Glued Spiking Gel to lay them down. But I really quickly want to go ahead and go in with the MAC Fix Plus as a skin prep. I want to go ahead and prime the skin with this. I've been using it a lot as a setting slash fixing spray, but I have not used it as a priming spray in a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and use this as such. I just got my skin pretty wet with this, and I'm gonna let that soak in. I forgot to pick out a moisturizer with you guys, but I want to use the Embryolisse Lait Cream Sensitive Moisturizer. This one does not have, if you know this moisturizer, it does not have that strong scent. So if you don't like fragrance, definitely get the sensitive one. But I'm gonna go ahead and rub this into my skin. That way we can have a very hydrated base. It's having a hard time rubbing in because my skin is still wet from the MAC Fix Plus. Honestly, it might just have to sit on my skin as like a mask for a moment. Okay, let's go ahead and move into the eyes. Like I was saying, we're going to use the Urban Decay Born to Run. I think they should bring this back because it is actually such an amazing palette and it has such pretty colors. The color story in here is so good. And if they're coming back with the Naked palette, I feel like they should honestly just revamp all of their previous good palettes. I feel like you can do something so neutral in here. You could also do something with a pop of color. We're kind of going to do a mixture of both. I'm just going to dab into the shade Weekender here, which I don't think is going to do much, but we're going to run it through the crease just as a quick transition. Not too much. It added a little something, but we're just gonna fluff that all around. And then I think I'm gonna go in with the shade, I think Riff, and also just blend that into the crease. And we're really blending that into the socket. Now I'm gonna go into the shade Still Shot, which is like this very pretty peachy color, and I'm gonna blend that above the shade that we just laid down. And we're just gonna blow that out and diffuse it on the eye. Now I think I'm gonna go in with the shade Baja. Start that on the outer V. We'll run it up into the crease a little bit. Okay, it's kind of messy, but I'm gonna go in with this gold shade here. This is in the shade Stranded. I'm gonna pick it up with my finger, and I'm just gonna stamp that on to the eyelid. This is giving me like sunset vibes, and I'm here for it. Now I'm gonna go in with the shade Ignite, which is a little bit darker, and I'm gonna put that towards the middle, towards outer part of the lid, just to kind of blend the outer V shade with the lid shade. Okay, we're gonna go in with Hell Ride. We're gonna start to put that on the upper lash line, smoke it a little bit. I'm going to kind of turn it into a wing. I'm now gonna go in with like a flatter brush, and I'm gonna go in with the shade Punk, and I'm gonna focus this right at the base of the lash line. This is such like a pretty brown with like a really pretty red undertone. All right, and back in with Hell Ride, and we're going to smudge that out. Now I'm going to clean it up with a makeup wipe and sharpen out that edge, and it gives us that shadowing effect. They seem to be a little bit uneven, but it's fine. I'm going in with Breakaway just to try and lighten up the inner portion of the eye a little bit. Okay, we are moving away from the eyes for a little bit to move on to the skin. I picked out this About Face foundation that I just tried in my full face of first impressions or my trying new makeup video. I'll link it down below or I'll put a card. And I want to try it out without any primers. I did say that in that last video. I thought it looked really pretty with the primers that I had on, but again, I just want to see what it's like without them and just skin prep. All right, I've got it placed all over the skin and I'm just gonna start to blend it in. There's such an easy blendable foundation and it looks so pretty always. Please disregard all of the texture I have over here. I'm not really sure what's going on. My forehead looks so glowy. All right, so far so good. Looks really good with that skin prep. Now I'm going to use the Say Sunmelt in light bronze. I love this stuff. It'll always be one of my favorites. It just has such a pretty color and it blends in so nicely. It's so good. Pretty, as always. For cream blush, I'm going to use this Nude Sticks Poppy Girl blush. I've said before that these are one of my favorite formulas. This also is the dewy one. I really like the dewy blushes. This color also is just such a pretty punchy shade. Like, look at that. I might have gone a little overboard, but it's fine. Okay, now that I look like a literal doll, I'm gonna go in with my foundation brush and just blend over. And I'm also going to use my concealer to help, which is the Thread Beauty concealer. I think I also did this in my first impressions video and I am a fan. It just got really dim in here. I don't know why that happened. Here I used too much concealer as well. Okay, I'm going to tap out any creasing on my under eye and then I'm setting with this e.l.f. powder. This is the Prime and Stay finishing powder. This is actually a very nice and affordable product. And then I'm going to go in and set even further with the Halo Glow setting powder. I think this is the pink one. You can kind of see that powder has a slight luminosity to it. I'm not going to bronze up my skin because it needs it. This is the MAC Give Me Sun. It is very warm, so if you don't like warm bronzers, you're not going to like this one. But if you do like that super sun-kissed look, I would recommend you grab this one. And it's a mineralized skin finish, so it makes the skin look so nice. Okay, I'm now going to use this Fenty Beauty blush lighter. I think that's what it's called. The velour blush lighter in the shade Juicy Peach. This goes with the eye look so well. Okay, we are going to use the Pat McGrath finishing powder because I feel like... Sorry, the blurring powder. I feel like this isn't looking very good in this area. And this will blur that and make everything look so much better. I think automatically that looks better. I'm starting to think I possibly don't like the e.l.f. loose powder, but I don't know. Let's just go in with highlight because sometimes that saves a look. You guys saw me pick out the Rare Beauty one. This one is so pigmented and intense, but I like a blinding highlight. I feel like my texture though, not from the highlight necessarily, my texture is so accentuated and I think that might have been the powder. All right, I'm gonna go in and spray my skin with the MAC Fix Plus again. Let's hope that this really helps. On my camera, on my phone, it looks fine, but like when I look in a mirror close up, I think that this Fix Plus is really gonna help the situation. But I've been dealing with a lot of texture on my cheeks lately, and I feel like everything I've been using has been highlighting that. I feel like I just look kind of heavy in certain areas. The show must go on, so let's finish the eyes. Maybe once we have a lash and everything on a little bit later, everything will look better. It's not like horrible, I just feel like you can see all of my texture, but I'm gonna go back in the shade Still Shot and blend that on the lower lash line. Now in with the shade Hell Ride, focusing just more on the outer portion. I feel like I look very, very dewy, which I really like to look dewy, but there's just texture in this area, so this might be a mistake. I'm gonna go back in with the Pat McGrath and just stamp right there. I feel like that's an area I don't want to look so dewy. I think that that's a little bit better. I don't mind the dewiness up here. I think that kind of looks pretty. I grabbed 3 shades of eyeliner because I didn't know which one I wanted to use. I think I'm gonna possibly bypass the nude and use one of these ColourPop ones just to add a, oh, just broke that. I always break these. Just to add a hint of color. Well, this one doesn't even want to come out. I don't think I like that one. You know what? I lied. I'm going to use the nude. And then I'm going to curl my lashes, and when I'm done with that, I'm going to use this NYX On The Rise mascara. Alright, lashes are curled. I'm going to go in with the mascara. I'm going to be using the Lash Anyway. I feel like that's actually really pretty. Alright, the lashes are on, which always make everything 10 times better, so if you're ever not liking your makeup look, don't entirely scrap it, just pop on a lash. Now let's move into lips. I did not pick out a lip liner with you guys either, so I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills in Hazelnut. I'm also going to fill it in just a little bit, and I have 2 of these Bite Beauty lip crayons, one in the shade Tatine or Tatin and Stinger. I don't know which one I want to use. Let me swatch them. They're definitely bright. I'm going to use the shade Stinger. Gonna start with a little bit and I'm gonna blend it in with my finger. These are discontinued, so I don't use them in any of my videos that much, but since this is a Shop My Stash, I feel like I can. That's what these are for. This lip combo is very pretty. I'm gonna go in with this Kiko gloss that I picked out in the shade 05. It is pinkier, but that is okay. It just adds a very pretty sparkle and I love that. Alright guys, that is it for today's Shop My Stash look. Is it my favorite look I've ever done by any means? Absolutely not. However, I think we ended up getting there. I think I'm just having issues with my skin right now and I definitely probably need to wash my brushes, so that probably could be it as well. I definitely discovered products that I am enjoying and then I realized that there's some that I don't know that I like that much, but that is totally fine. If you guys enjoyed today's video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you like Shop My Stash videos, go ahead and comment down below to let me know and I can continue to do that. And of course, if you guys want to see more content from me, just subscribe, hit that bell to be notified every time I post and upload. And that's it. So thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.